it's Jason here, 30 Days of Fury. I am with Ian Lebruce, who is Edinburgh's answer to Bruce Wayne. I think that's probably an accurate description.
Is he Batman?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Ian has only seen one Disney film.
Yeah, Aladdin.
Insane. Obviously.
Never seen any others.
Yeah. Oh well, good job. That's not what we're here to talk about today. So Ian, I got in touch with you because I am interested in interacting with kind of Edinburgh vloggers or people who are prolific on social media, and also you've obviously got a background in marketing as well. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do and what excites you in terms of Edinburgh?
So I started a company. Where do I look?
wherever
I want. Okay, cool. So I started a company called Cappuccino Ads 4.5 years ago, almost 5 years ago. It prints portable advertising on environmentally friendly takeaway coffee cups, and then we distribute them to independent coffee shops across the UK. So we're working with over 300 independent coffee shops. So that's really cool. After that, while I was still kind of running that, I went off and I took a couple of other roles in different sectors, so I could basically use my expertise in marketing and try and apply that to different sectors that I didn't actually know a huge amount about. So I did graduate recruitment first, and then I did construction secondly, and that was a great experience to go through, and it's kind of what's led me to here. My most recent project was around health supplements, trying to fix a broken industry in my opinion. And that's been an eye-opening experience, so that's been my focus over the last couple of months. Yeah.
Fantastic. Sounds like you do a lot of exciting stuff.
Yeah.
You touched on just a little bit there about your involvement in supplements. Obviously I outlined to you my goal, and I am going to be using supplements, and there are some supplements that I favour more than others. From your experience in the supplement industry, what would you recommend in terms of my approach to supplements to try and achieve in my fitness goals?
So don't believe all the marketing bullshit.
Okay.
Is the first line I would say. So take what works for you and always get a second opinion. So personally, I would never take anything without going through Mitch, my personal trainer, first. So when it comes to like whey protein I take after the gym, I take resin greens every day, which is kind of like a mix of vitamins and minerals.
Okay.
But that's all I take at the moment, and I wouldn't take anything else without going to him first. He's the expert. I trust him with my health almost more than I trust myself. So always get a second opinion, an expert opinion if you can, and really get the knowledge from someone who knows what they're talking about. Ideally, if they've got a degree in the subject or the area, that makes a massive difference. Because otherwise it's a bit of a minefield, and you might be taking something that you think is doing good for your body, and it might do some good for your body, but it might also be kind of harmful for your body. It might do things, a lot of the time I'm hearing, so this is through previous experience, I'm hearing a lot of people almost trying to replace parts of their diet with supplements, and they've kind of missed the point that the word is supplement. It's supposed to supplement the diet, it's not replacement. And this is something that I've seen time and time again, and it's actually potentially really hazardous for their health. So get a second opinion. Don't cut something out your diet just because you're taking a supplement or you're taking something else, because often it might replace part of what you're missing from your diet, but it won't replace everything, and that's really important.
Yeah. I'm probably going to do something based on the supplements I've been taking, but from what Ian said there, I would totally echo that sentiment, all of it. So we're on the same wavelength there, some guy in the industry. And yeah, just to ask you one more thing. So obviously you had your fingers in lots of pies, you've done lots of different things, and one thing that I was really impressed with was you were talking about not to be scared and about taking risks and trying new things, and obviously you've kind of lived by that philosophy. How would you give advice to someone who is looking to kind of live that life? You know, it's really easy to talk about taking risks and really easy to not be scared of failure in your head, but what kind of advice would you give someone who is looking to take that leap?
Okay, so the first thing that I would kind of suggest is someone actually looks at what they're doing in their daily life, and if you notice that many of the things or most of the things you're doing in your daily life are too comfortable, I would suggest change that. So really push yourself to get outside that comfort zone, because that's when the most fun and exciting things, for me all the most memorable parts of my life have been because I really pushed myself outside that comfort zone, and I really recommend that people do that. So if you find yourself doing something every day and it's becoming routine or monotonous, change it. Just don't do it anymore. If you've got an option to do something in a different way that might kind of push you a little bit more, So you either learn something new, or you kind of develop a skill, or something like that. Just do it. And I usually find that the hardest bit is actually starting. I think that's the case for a lot of things in life, but if you kind of just do it, a lot of people say, count to 3 and then do it, or count to 10 and do it, or whatever. No, I just do it. And then that way you get over that fear instantly. You don't even think about it. So there's a few exercises that I did as I was kind of starting my entrepreneurial journey, and this was I was actually a pitching coach that was in the Entrepreneurial Spark accelerator kind of space, and she got us to kind of just like lie on the floor in the middle of a cafe, do little things like that. They look really strange, but they really push you outside your comfort zone, because it's doing something that you've never done before, and it's something really kind of straightforward and silly. But after doing it once, I could now go and do that. Now I could go and do it anytime. And yeah, absolutely. But by doing that, you really kind of extend your comfort zone, and it allows you to do things that would have been ridiculously far outside your comfort zone. It brings that comfort zone a little bit closer. So now I can do the more kind of, not necessarily extreme, but I can do the more kind of out there things. As an example, pitching to kind of the big VCs of the world. If I hadn't done pitches to kind of the smaller angel investors first, I might have been kind of really overwhelmed by that experience of pitching to the big VCs. But by pitching to the angel investors first, you get the ball rolling a little bit, your comfort zone increases, and it's not as big and scary when you do the bigger thing. And that kind of transcends across all of business, really. Even to the extent of making a big pitch for a big sale or something. If you've made smaller sales first, the bigger ones don't feel as scary. So kind of always just do little things to kind of go outside your comfort zone. And there was a talk, I actually don't know who gave it, that I watched maybe when I was like 18, 19, and it's always stuck with me. It was a guy that showed that if you increase something like a skill by 1% every day, it's actually increasing by like 300% or whatever, like over a long time. Whereas if you're decreasing your skill by 1% every day, which is what happens if you don't use your skills, it's actually going to shrink down, and eventually that skill will just become, oh, that was something I used to do or used to be good at. So always try and increase a little bit, and even if it's a tiny little increment that doesn't feel like much, over time that will obviously snowball. And that's kind of what I try and do. So I speak French, and I'm learning Spanish at the moment, and that's what I'm trying to do with the languages. So learning a little bit every day, kind of keep my mind in the zone, because I know if I don't do that, I'll start to kind of lose those skills. And again, you don't want it to inversely snowball, because that's when you just completely lose your skill set.
Of course. That's brilliant, Ian. Thank you very much for your time. Where can everybody find you online?
So Instagram, I'm Ian Lebruce, IANLEBRUCE. On Twitter, I'm just @Lebruce, just my surname. And find me on social media. Feel free to ask me any questions that you've got. And
spot on. I'm going to take this advice. I'm going to implement it to the 30 Days of Fury.
Awesome.
Go check out Ian. Thanks for your time, Ian.
Sweet.
You're a legend.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.